Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about lithium-ion batteries. We are talking about exploiting child labor. We are talking about the products that I personally use and love, which is cars, electronics, and everything, and how they are impacting everybody's lives in an unbelievably negative way. There has been a massive push lately for electrifying everything, putting up all this infrastructure that did not exist, updating infrastructures like power grids that are not able to support what is coming in the future, as well as decreasing combustion engines. This is coming from an absolute place of love. I am a huge Chevy fanboy. I own a Chevrolet. I've always owned Chevrolet, and I probably always will own Chevrolet. I am on my umpteenth iPhone. I've only ever owned Mac computers, laptops. I'm looking at buying an iPad. My life has evolved into a very technologically friendly one. But lithium-ion batteries have, which is no surprise and nobody ever argued, are bad for the environment. To acquire the resources absolutely demolishes lives, families, and the environment. Now, I'm not getting hugely into that. We understand it's horrible. We understand that even if you look up the numbers, everything that we know is probably just a fraction. We are seeing some of the surface level stuff, not the actual problems. So I'm not going to get hugely into the political stuff. I'm going to talk more today about the car market, because I've been making this automotive content for almost 7 years now, and I want to get more into some of the topics that I talk about in private with friends and family. The actual quantity of environmental footprint that a combustion versus an electric car generates. A gas car generates about 9,000 kilograms of pollution to create, and an electric car is between 10 and 11,000. Those numbers are a lot closer than what I had imagined. I kind of thought it would have been more like double, but the numbers are the numbers, and this is not about how I feel. This is about how it actually is. Now, a combustion vehicle creates about 3,500 kilograms of pollution per year versus an electric car, which is about 1,500, which factors in tires, replacement parts, and all of the ongoings of charging electricity, coal power plants, nuclear power plants, etc. So it is substantially better over the course of a lifespan. However, that's pending on ownership length and duration. So if you own your car for 4 years and it gets 35 miles per gallon, 30 to 35 miles per gallon, you will about break even with owning a Tesla. Not bad. If you replace the battery, you're essentially back to square. Modern society is just not built to own cars for a long time. So I feel like the numbers, you got to kind of stick around the 4-year mark, because after 4 years, there's, especially the last probably 10 years, the technology accelerates every year so much that you're missing out on some pretty pertinent safety features and creature comforts that will make your life a lot easier, a lot safer, and a lot more relaxed. It turns out that Tesla, even though they're the only full electric car company, are not the biggest consumers of electric battery production. Volkswagen actually takes the cake on that. I believe Tesla's second, and then Daimler-Benz, Stellantis, the company that bought all of the Chrysler products that I would never own anyways, is also very high on the list. And of course, my beloved General Motors. It almost seems like the happy medium on this is to do kind of a half and half. So the new Chevy Silverado is coming out, the new Hummer EV is out, the Ford F-150 Lightning's out, Ram's coming out with whatever they're doing. Again, I don't drive them, wouldn't buy it, but they're doing something as well. Why not make a hybrid? If the electric truck is so fast and so good, and oh my God, it's so mind-blowing, why not put a small electric generator in there that runs on gasoline, so you can optimize the infrastructure that's already in place, still have the option of electric charging, use less of the pollutant metals that are horrifically acquired through unhumane means, and give everybody kind of the best of both worlds. We're talking pickup trucks that get 50, 60 miles per gallon, still tow really well, have a battery, can drive full electric, but don't need to, but would still be able to get like 1,500, 2,000 kilometers to a tank. Like, rather than go for like an unbelievable set of circumstances that kind of makes everybody happy with less environmental impact, keeping utilization of the existing infrastructure. No, we're just going to go full electric. We're going to do it at a capacity and efficiency that is dwarfed by a conventional combustion engine. I mean, you see the towing statistics, like you're losing 50, 60, 70% of your range by putting an empty flatbed trailer on. This is not realistic for the broad market. And they're just going to keep running these 6 and 7 liter engines. Why not put a 3-cylinder generator, have as much electric horsepower as your heart could desire, and have it charge the batteries to keep everything running for a long period of time with better performance and more reliability? I also had the thought, if there is only one true mass production electric car company, I know Rivian's kind of coming on scene, but they're very expensive. I don't know anybody that owns them. I think I've seen one in person. Why not delegate the resources if they're not going to stop the mining, because they're not, and they're going to make the batteries because they're going to make the batteries? Why not delegate it to the companies that are utilizing it best? If a company is going to make strictly electric cars, should they be the ones that are delegated? And this comes back to the carbon emissions globally, where a country is given X amount of carbon emissions, and if they want more, they will buy it through means of acquiring other countries that are greener's emission quantities, so the globe is not producing more. In Canada, our gas has doubled. It's absolutely insane. Carbon tax is insane. We have done nothing as a country to improve the environment, but we are charged a grotesque amount of money to globally look like we did something. We put money towards it, so it must be better. So rather than do that, why not delegate? Tesla, I believe Lucid, Rivian, these are the only electric car companies that are producing an entirely electric vehicle with no other option. Why not delegate resource to them? If we must do this process and we must electrify, why not give them priority? Everybody else gets a smaller fraction, do hybrids, do other options, or come up with a new battery technology and let them be creative and find a reason to still be relevant in today's market. Instead, we just, whatever. If you want to do it, you go for it. And I just don't quite understand how that is a good option. That being said, apparently Tesla has come out with a lithium iron phosphate battery. It is 14% less efficient than a traditional lithium-ion battery, but it does not require cobalt and quite as many hard metals that are acquired through negative means to produce. So apparently all of their vehicles in China already run this, which is excellent, but the batteries need to be bigger to put an equivalent in output and equivalent in mileage, because there's about a 14% discrepancy between the two batteries. So why not encourage that? Why not give tax incentives to companies that are willing to bend the status quo? Like Tesla, since day one, we're going to build an all-electric car and everybody's going to love it. And their museum down there in the automotive museums says, like, you know, this is never going to happen. This is a waste of time. Tesla has proven everybody wrong before. Why not let them have access to means? Give them grants. Give them money to do more with it and potentially come up with the next gen battery technology, because every other company just seems to want to capitalize on what exists, and they kind of sit there and do the blame game. So Tesla, if you talk to Elon Musk about his cars, what do you build? We build the batteries, we build the software, we build the circuit chips, we build the cars, we do the whole end-to-end process. We sell our own cars, we have our own charge stations, we do everything ourselves. So if Elon Musk was standing right here and I said, Elon Musk, what do you do? This is what he would tell me. And I would say, Elon Musk, you are personally benefiting and personally causing these situations of the mining. And he could really not say anything negative arguing that, because he does. He is the guy, that is the company, and that is what they do. But GM, Ford, and a lot of these companies kind of do the scapegoat thing. It's like, well, we buy our batteries from LG, so it's not really our problem, right? Like, LG's kind of over there sorting it. So if LG's over there sorting it, you know, they're really the bad guys. We're the good guys because we're making greener vehicles and we're going to do good things for the world. And it's like, yeah, but, you know, LG is doing and building to sell to you. So you are literally the company that creates the product that the people are buying. And it's kind of irritating that they can, like, sweep it under the rug a little bit and be like, you know, it's somebody else's problem, I should assume. Closing thoughts. I think it is absolutely atrocious to what the companies are doing. I plan to own as much of my stuff for as long as I can. I have an iPhone 12. I plan to own this wonderful little device for a few years past my contract date and not just continuously revolve and upgrade. I do think it is very wasteful. If the phone is performing fine and doing what I need it to do, I would like to keep it for as long as I can and maximize the value into which I've already spent. I'm doing the same with my car. It's coming up 7 years. I've owned all my other cars till they were basically rotted into the ground. They were purchased at the 5, 6, 7, 8 year mark and were already quite worn out when I got them. But if I can own the Camaro for the next 20, 25 years, that is the plan. I do also want electric vehicles to be a part of my life. I think they're exceptional. I like the Tesla for more than just the fact that it's battery operated. I think the safety has so much more value than people give it credit for. I think the technology is game changing. I want autopilot. I want to live this freer, stressless life that I can head out for 2 hours on the road, turn the car, just chauffeurs me from point A to point B, and I am supervising. I think we're headed to a very bright future, and I'm trying to be very optimistic that at some point somebody will invent something that can cure some of this absolute travesty going on in the world. It's pretty freaking mind-blowing that this exists, and it's just okay because people are making money. What are your thoughts? Leave your comments below. Till next time, drive safe, take care, and behave as always.